Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's now time for the Midday Sports Report.
West Indies Test batting coach Jimmy Adams says the conditions are just right for cricket as they continue preparations for the upcoming two-test series versus Pakistan. Adams says the squad is working on sustenance ahead of the series against the hosts.
In terms of our team focus, it's more just making sure that we have the basics covered. The plan generally is to make sure that we can do basics for longer than any team that we play against, and therefore they're making sure that after a long flight, a couple of days of rest, that they really focus on getting the basics put to bed and be ready to execute those basics.
Adams also said that the environment should encourage the team to start the new year on a winning note.
The conditions are really excellent for cricket. The weather here is really good. It's not too cold, not too hot. The facilities that they've given us here have been excellent. So the guys have had everything at their disposal. Good surfaces, enough practice bowlers. And they've been putting in the time. And the intensity has been really good. So at the end of the day, I think they've gotten exactly what they would have wanted.
The Pakistan series is the last for the West Indies in the current World Test Championship cycle, with the Caribbean men at the foot of the table with 32 points. Seam bowler Chanel Henry is the only Jamaican named in the 15-member West Indies women's squad to face visitors Bangladesh in a bilateral white ball tour of the Caribbean from January 19 to 31. Warner Park in St. Kitts will host the 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20 internationals in the series. The tour marks West Indies' first ever bilateral series against Bangladesh and will provide valuable match practice for both teams. The Windies women have a perfect record against Bangladesh, having won all 5 of their previous meetings, including an 8-wicket victory in their last T20 clash in the UAE. Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom says the series is significant for strengthening bilateral cricket relationships and providing opportunities for ICC's Women's Championship points. The full squad comprised of Captain Hayley Matthews, Vice Captain Shemaine Campbell, Ali Alain, Narissa Crafton, Deandra Dottin, Afi Fletcher, Sherian Fraser, Shabika Gajnabi, Janilia Glasgow, Chanel Henry, Zayda James, Kiana Joseph, Mandy Mangru, Ashmini Munisar, and Krishma Ramarak. The first match is set to play on January 19. And finally, Jamaica's under-17 Reggae Boys will face the Metropolitan team in the quarterfinals of the Torneo del Sol tournament in Mexico this afternoon. The young Jamaicans, through a hat-trick from Seymour Green, secured a 3-1 victory over Liga Premier on Wednesday. Reed was on target from the penalty spot in the 60th minute and then netted from open play in the 70th and 87th minutes. The young Reggae Boys rebounded from the team's 2-0 defeat by Selección Norte on Tuesday to advance to the last 8 against the Metropolitan team, which is set for 1:30 p.m. today Jamaica time. The Jamaicans ended 5th on 6 points. Mexico, who topped the table on 9 points, and Panama, who finished 2nd on 8, are the other nations that are through. And those are your stories making your Midday Sports Report.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Sandy Williams. Join us again for the Primetime News. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.